On to Somalia, and authorities there are assuring Kenya that the disputed oil blocks will not be auctioned. The blocks are in a disputed maritime region between both nations. This comes after Kenya recalled its ambassador and expelled the Somali envoy to Kenya.
A diplomatic standoff between Somalia and Kenya has emerged over a maritime dispute. Nairobi has accused Mogadishu of auctioning oil and gas blocks in a disputed territory in the Indian Ocean, a move Mogadishu has denied in a statement released by the Foreign Ministry. Diplomatic tension between the two countries escalated over the weekend after Kenya recalled its ambassador to Somalia and ordered the Somali top diplomat in Nairobi out of its country. Kenyan officials argue that Somalia offered several oil blocks in its territory to external bidders at a recently concluded conference in London.
The summons is a consequence of a most regretful and egregious decision by the government of Somalia to auction off oil and gas blocks in Kenya's maritime territorial area that borders Somalia. This unparalleled affront and illegal grab at the resources of Kenya will not go unanswered, and it is tantamount to an act of aggression against the people of Kenya and their resources.
Somalia has, however, moved to assure its neighbor that it will not take any unilateral activities in the region before the judgment of the court. Legal teams from both countries are now expected to avail themselves for an oral hearing at the International Court of Justice later in September. Experts now say that Kenya is worried about the possible outcome of the court case.
The latest statements coming out of Kenya reveals that Nairobi is worried about the possible outcome of the court case in The Hague. It is a preemptive move aimed at forcing Somalia to resolve the issue through dialogue and abandon the court case at the International Court of Justice.
Somali officials have also criticized the move to expel its envoy to Kenya without prior consultation. Somalia says it shares a solid bond with the East African nation.
The relationship between Somalia and Kenya is a real one, it's a solid one, and to make it clear our intention of even taking the relationship and the cooperation between the two countries to another level.
Mogadishu hopes to revive its hydrocarbon sector and is set to announce first round of bidding on offshore acreages in 206 blocks, mainly in southern Somalia, as it seeks to revive its economy. Meanwhile, opposition lawmakers have criticized the recently concluded London conference and called for transparency in the bidding process. Once the bidding is done, economists say Somalia will join ranks with oil and gas producing nations of the world. Abdulaziz Bilo, CGTN, Mogadishu, Somalia.